Alright guys, we're back at it. I'm getting ready to replace the power jack. I have the frame up on jack stands. I have just a little bit of weight taken off of the front pad, just in case for some freak reason it fell, it would at least be supported by the jack. And I've disconnected the batteries, and I have thrown the 12-volt switch, and I actually have the 120 turned off, so I really absolutely have no power. So let's get under there and get at it. Okay, I've already ascertained that this wire, this black wire, is the wire that's going to the power jack. So now I have to pull that through a sleeve over here. Let's see if I can get you guys down to see that or not. I don't know if you can see that, but coming out of the box is the wire. So I'm really sorry about this. I'm going to pull that wire out of the box through the protective coax, if you want to call it that. It's that plastic half strip stuff, and bring that back out, and then we can take off the front jack. So hang tight. All right, I successfully got the cord out. That took all of 10 seconds. The interesting thing is, back behind your A-frame here, there's a metal bracket where it's easy to hang your tow hooks, and there's actually little holes in there for that. They decided in their infinite wisdom that they would run this wire through one of those holes, which made it unusable unless you wanted a frayed wire. So next step now is to pull the pin off the bottom, and now I'm going to take the jack out. It looks like it's going to be a different size than the new one. So let's see what we got here. Too big. There we go. Eva's out, causing trouble. We got 3 inches of rain the other night. Ugh, I'm not super happy about it. She tears the yard up when it's wet. I plan on just using these same bolts. Again, I'll put a little thread lock on them or something, but that's my plan. One was easy, the rest are quite difficult. Oh, Lord. I don't know who did these, but man, why? All right, there's no sense in you watching me take the rest of these out. I will just go ahead and pull them and pull the jack out and bring the new jack out and drop it in there real quick. Okay, I'm gonna put a little thread lock on these. This is the new one. I just slipped it in, easy peasy. I'll tell you one thing, there's a big difference in weight between these two power jacks. That Bastion weighs almost nothing compared to the Lippert, which is kind of interesting. Eva's being kind of a pill. I'm just putting some blue removable Loctite on here on these bolts, and I'll put them in, which I'm sure none of you are excited to watch. It's kind of like watching snow melt. So I'm going to do that, and then I will tighten it down, and then we'll go back under and see if we can find a way to get that wire hooked up. So hang tight while I get all that underway. You can see there's nothing to this. All right, so right now I'm trying to get inside this tube is like that plastic protective coating that goes up into here. I don't know if I'm gonna have any luck. I may need to actually come up a little bit higher on it. Let's get it in there, which is, it's fine. Everything so far has gone pretty easy, so pretty happy with it. It's just that this is an awfully big wire to try and get through there now. I just don't know whether I'm going to be able to make it. I think I'm going to cut that off and slink it up there. I think these Wago connectors have made everybody's life easier, including mine. We did not do the best job of having these in here to start with, but anyway. See if we can get them back in. Not being able to see what I'm doing. I'm not going to make it easy. And I do want to make sure that I have the seal all the way up at the top when I start. It would be a major win or a major fail. We'll know once we turn the light on. If the light doesn't come on, we got a problem. All right, let's give it a shot. Battery's hooked up again. I don't really need to turn the 12 volt on. I will, but there's already power to it. Let's start by looking and see if the light comes on. That's encouraging. All right, let's extend it. It's going down. Can't beat that. So, so much for that job. It was not hard. The hardest part was getting the wire into that box through that plastic protected coating. I can't remember what they call it. It looks like a little plastic coax. That was the hardest part. That probably took me 10 minutes, 15 minutes to get that in. Otherwise, I would say this is probably a 45-minute job, maybe. Pretty easy. And now I'm not gonna have tailgate blues because I can put my tailgate down now and we can load up in the rain and everything else. I have a topper on my truck, so there really is an advantage to being able to get that tailgate down even when you're hooked up, because if you pull in and it's raining, you leave and it's raining, it's great to not have to unhook to get in there. So anyway, that's it for the follow-up on this. I have not obviously looked at any of the video that I shot under there, so I don't know how well it turned out. So my apologies if it's a mess. And until next time, happy camping.